Well, everybody, I'm very excited to have these people in the space today. We have a lot of people. So, first off, I'm going to let them introduce themselves and their project and just tell me what do you like the most and least about working in this industry. So, we can start out with Jenny if you want.
Hi, I'm Jenny from Bybit NFT. Uh, what is the question? To introduce myself, and our
Yep.
project, right?
Yeah, and then also, what do you like most and least about working in the industry?
Aha. Yeah, this is Jenny from Bybit NFT. About Bybit NFT, I think later on Joy can talk more about our product and our service later. And what I like most about this industry is like we always have the new things coming out, like from the ICO, IDO, IEO, the DeFi, NFT, Web3, like always new things coming up is very exciting. And every time when the new things pop up and there will be like a group of people get rich suddenly. So that's exciting. And something I don't like about this industry is like when a bunch of people getting rich overnight, a bunch of people got broke overnight, like SBF from from FTX, from like the Luna Terror thing, like make a lot of people bankrupt. Yeah, the best thing and the worst thing they come together. That's all. So I'll pass the mic to our next speaker. Joy, do you want to be the next?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I am here on behalf of Bybit NFT. So to talk about more about our the NFT marketplace, Bybit NFT marketplace is a one-stop destination for listing, trading NFTs, and also the NFTs can be covered from digital art, collectibles, GameFi, metaverse, and we're right now expanding our areas to like DID NFTs, such things like that. And we are also right now we're also under the umbrella of Web3, which is a good news because in the future we're going to be a more decentralized marketplace where Bybit users where even though like the centralized Bybit users could actually access into the decentralized crypto assets. So I think in the long run we're gonna build upon like Web3 business. So right now we're doing like IDO as well as NFT business all together for projects. So if you happen to know some good projects, please just give us a heads up, and we will for sure like trying to discover projects as well as trying to bring the projects onto the platform to our millions of users. All right, thank you.
That's amazing. And now, next, Grace.
Hey, Scott. I'm really grateful, thankful for having me today. And this is Grace from TwitterScan, and TwitterScan is a user-driven information aggregation platform that provides data analysis of crypto and NFT market based on Twitter. And it digitizes KOLs influence and incentive KOLs to build up their credential with high quality content, and we serve as bridge between the project owner and the KOLs. Our API can help the Web3 ecosystem to screen influencers with real influence to collaborate with when when the project are running their marketing campaigns. And besides that, we also launched our FT name service back to September this year. We call it NNS. It's a decentralized identifier domain name service network. Users can log into the DApps through their wallet bonded with their NS domain name, link their decentralized experience and even their Web2 experience. And the domain system bridge the Web2 identity information to the Web3 information by binding their buying the user's wallet and the domain name, and we will add additional zero knowledge proof technology to make this decentralized identity more comprehensive and protect users' privacy at the same time. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. And the next, Yoka, I believe.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. This is Yoka from ABGA. ABGA, the full name is Asia Blockchain Gaming Alliance. We're a nonprofit blockchain gaming alliance co-sponsored and supported by our members, all of the leading institutions in this industry. And we are optimistic about blockchain gaming, NFT, and the metaverse. Of course, some Web3 like SocialFi or application. And we're taking the initiative to support the blockchain gaming related activities and investment. And for myself, I entered this industry for 2 years already. It's also end of the year in 2020. And for me, actually, it's my first time to really experience a bear market. And I really truly see the currently of a bear market, like hackers attacking the asset platforms, and some giants, some influencer like SBF and Suzu can go bankrupt in an instant. So I find this industry is very exciting and unique, and also a lot of stories, a lot of things happening every day. So I'm happy here, and thank you for having me.
Perfect. And then Alan, next.
Hi everyone. Thanks Broadcast having us on the stage. I'm Alan, head operation for Modal. And I believe a lot of audience know about Modal, but I would like to introduce again. Modal is a blockchain community that connects entrepreneurs to grow and build within the Web3 space. And we are helping to facilitate collaborative efforts for our community members. And our goal is to be the Web3 bridge. I believe a lot of community are doing the same things, helping to bridge to bring more Web2 people's users on board the Web3 space. So we truly believe that all the individuals have the right to be empowered and have their potential realized and maximized. That's our visions. Means having a lack of connections and resources should not stop anyone from realizing their aspirations. So as a community or platform, we can have this kind of resources to help all the builders or early stage projects can have a connection with other partners. To achieve this vision, we regularly will host like hackathon, demo day, or boot camps, which can help all the builders or founders. They can showcase, they can get more advice from the industry players. So if you guys are interested about what we're doing, please visit our website, moledao.io. And for the coming events, we're preparing for 8 weeks Web3 series of courses. These 8 weeks courses will cover various domains. So you must curious about who are going to be the mentors. This I would like to thank all the community partners because Modal slowly build a pool of advisors. They are helping us to curate a very meaningful Web3 courses, can educate no matter you are early stage builders or even Web2 users. Go to these 8 weeks courses. I believe you will be more familiar about this space. So another question I should be talking about was my favorite part of this Web3 space. I think freedom and new opportunities. We know the traditional industries facing a lot of problems, and this blockchain totally changed the so-called paradigm shift, bring more blue ocean opportunities to the space. But meanwhile, it also has some kind of like uncertainties and pitfalls. Yeah, as mentioned by the previous speakers, like FTX, Luna kind of things. So, but I personally, I think this is very normal stage we need to go through. Every single innovations always come with some pitfalls. So, of course, ignorance and greed, I think, is a very dangerous attitude. If you want to step into this space without equip it with proper knowledge, yeah, you probably may be trapped in the pitfalls. So that's why community always play a very important role to help educate the mass education. So more than one of the community can provide this kind of service. All right, that's all about my side. Thanks.
That's very important to educate the people, especially the early adopters, or not early adopters, but people that are coming on board, I guess, right at the moment. They need to definitely be educated before jumping into a market like this. But yes, next I'll get up Andy.
Hey guys, good to hear your voice, man, bro. So I'm Andy. I'm based in Singapore. I'm a book author, and I do a bunch of other things. From giving advice to government, giving them advice on crypto bills. Telling them what to do with innovation, productivity, and I often contribute my opinion articles on crypto slate, Zanga, and so forth. A lot of this bullshit I just thoughts in my brain. I just pen them down, and thankfully there are still people who still value some of these thoughts of mine. I think that the industry is really growing, and I think the question was what are the good and bad things that I see. I think that the good things that I see is that there are many people who are trying very hard, in this space. Some of them are trying to build a Web3 ecosystem. Some of them are trying very much to build a DeFi network. I think all these are good innovations. Also, at the same time, the bad things that I see all this while, since 2017, is that the number of people who are trying too hard. Whether they are trying too hard to educate, they are trying too hard to scam. I think there are too many of these people. If you really want to do what you can do best, just be very natural. If you are out there like Alan from Modal, he wants to educate, you just go naturally, man. Do all these things naturally. But I see too many bad actors, who are just trying too hard to do what they are not supposed to do. So these are things that I really hate. So that's all. Thanks, Scott.
No problem at all. And I guess we'll start off with the next question. What should we
Scott, actually, we also have Bybit Web3 here.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
Aaron,
Yeah.
It's okay. Aaron is the marketing manager from Bybit Web3.
Hi, how's it
Go
going?
ahead,
Aaron here. Yeah, so I'm doing all the community and social marketing for both Web3 and NFT. Yeah. So about like what I like and dislike about Web3. I think I'll go first for like why I dislike. I think like the only thing I don't like about Web3 is that just like what Andy said, like it's really hard to prove like what people say. So like there are like so many people telling you like some things, but it's so hard to prove. And it's like after like talking to like so many projects, like by the end, it's I actually don't know like who to trust and who not to trust. So that's like the only thing I don't like about Web3. And what I like about Web3 is that because I before Bybit, I actually worked at ByteDance. It's the parent company of TikTok. So I think for Web2, especially for like large internet company, the organization structure is like it's actually pretty fixed. So it's so hard to do like anything creative. So what I like about Web3 is that like there's like always new things every day. Like we can learn things every day, and there's like so much to do. Like you can be creative because like everyone is actually new to Web3, and everyone is learning, and everyone is discovering new things. To everyone is building every day. Yeah, that's what I like about Web3. So I'll sum up with a quote from Dickens. It's the best of times, the worst of time. I know it's bear market, and but let's definitely stay positive and let's build. Let's keep the Web3 momentum going. Yes, thank you.
That's awesome. That was a good quote too at the end. And then Bybit NFT.
Joy has spoken already.
Oh, has she? Okay, so we did get everybody now, correct?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. We'll move on to the next question then. What should we pay attention to in Web3, and what challenges and opportunities will be there? And Joy, you can start first if you want.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
No problem. Sorry if you guys can't hear me very well. What should we pay attention to in Web3, and what challenges and opportunities will there be?
I think Web3 right now, one of the biggest challenges would be the security, and as we can see, especially like during this past 2 months, a lot of like company get attacked by some of the shortage of their program designs, as well as or the tokenomic designs. So I think one of the biggest topic next year will be like security from my perspective. And the other biggest area and topic we could talk about is how we can utilize both on-chain data as well as like off-chain data, or to prove like the Web3 identity. So DID definitely going to be the next generation of the crypto world, and we think those projects related to prove the online identity and how to utilize online data to trying to merge into Web3, and also to getting to metaverse and trying to do the social part could be a big topic. And also right now we're actually from NFT perspective, we're trying to look into SocialFi as well as social projects, or some of the interesting identity related projects on our platform. So I think those are the big topic that we can discuss later on down the road. And I think that's most about it. And I believe we have Grace as well as Yoka can talk about more in terms of game as well as identity, DID. So I just pass my mic to them. But basically we think next year is still going to be a bear market, but it's really for the builders to trying to inject new ideas and innovations in this space.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Grace, if you'd like.
Yeah, so definitely we all agree that there will never be a lack of opportunities in the Web3 market, but we need to pay attention to the general market circle and take that on the right track. For example, the decentralized perpetual exchange GMX is the start of the recent bear market, and with really pretty excellent fundamentals, fantastic data, and outstanding growth and development. But how much did it raise after listed on Binance? GMX should be compared to ILV, the launched by Illumium Game Studio, and which is they raised from 40 to 1,000 after listed on Binance, and come with some minor retracement, and then increase from 400 to over over 2,000, or 4 times. And at that time, Illumi Game Studio have not even have that product ready. But on the Web3 market, we not only need to choose the right project to invest in, but also we need to choose the right time to move according to the cycle, and according to, you need to adjust your expectations. It always opportunities and challenges alongside on the market.
Yeah, definitely, and that 100% makes sense. And then Yoka, if you want to add.
Yes, I'm here. For me, because ABJ is focusing on gaming and NFT, like metaverse, I feel like these these three track have some similar points. Like the outside people, like I say, like the public, usually they will get attracted by interesting gaming or like NFT because it's related to art and is like a lot of story to tell, and also like metaverse, like the traditional, the Web2 company, the giants, they also pay a lot of attention and pay money and spend a lot of time, energy to do this. So I feel like what we should really focusing on, I feel like, is we need to attract a large number of users, especially the new users, because honestly, right now, like for example, just a, a GameFi project, they usually they cannot attract many users or gamer. Sometimes it's because they have the beverage, like you need to do a lot of things before you start to play this game, and sometimes even for us, we are the people in this industry, but we also feel it's complicated. So of course, for the outside gamer, sometimes they won't come to play the GameFi, the blockchain gaming, because of it. So I think it's gonna be a very important and a very heavy work to do, and I believe once we can attract a large amount of new users, we might bring the next the bull market, and but I know that is going to be very difficult, and even for the Web2, the Web2 Web2 industry, they start to like educate people to shopping online, or they use the mobile application to do anything. I think they also take a few years, and they need to like award the public. Like if you registered a new account, we can give you some award or some cash like that. So I think it's going to be a very heavy work. So I think if we really have a new development about increasing the real users, I think is very important, and that's what we should pay attention to. And I think like gaming or NFT or metaverse or like socialfi, I think this kind of track can be like a door, like can attract outside people, or the like those people they never pay attention to blockchain or Web3. They might be attracted by those things. So I am very I have confidence about this kind of track. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I think Web3 gaming is going to be humongous when it comes to adoption and what's happening in Web3. So blockchain gaming is definitely at the top of the list. Alan, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me? Scott?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, what should we pay attention to the Web3? As an emerging technologies, I believe everyone have mentioned about there's a lot of like unknown hype, Ponzi scheme, rug pull in this space. So definitely, I believe everyone, even the Web2 users, they will pay attention to this dangerous part of the Web3. But for the challenging and the opportunity always exists, yeah, in the same time. For my point of view, for the traditional companies, I believe some of them already have realized there's opportunities, how to engage their existing business with Web3, I mean blockchain, to facilitate them to expanding their business in the potential new market. Even like, for example, the service provider from AWS, Google, even the Chinese company like Ali, Huawei, they all realize this is a very big opportunity for them. So of course the opportunity is very obvious. And for the Web3 builders, I mean for the business, because a lot of ideas are really creative, but during the bear market, I think we also need to think how we can survive and not only just create something new, innovative, but never really have a use case which can really apply in our real life. So, some strategy in the bear market, I think we try to engage with any possibilities that Web3 technology can apply with the real life market, which is already being established in the traditional business. I can see there's like Polygon have a collaboration with Starbucks. Maybe that's a try, but yeah. So that's kind of opportunities. I think we can think about it.
Yeah, that was a huge.
That's my.
That was huge adoption by Starbucks. I love that they did that, and hopefully we see a lot more of that in the future. Now, Andrew, and then Jenny, and then Andy.
Aaron, I think you can go ahead first.
Oh, Aaron, sorry, Aaron, not Andrew.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the name on the script. So sorry about that.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, the question is what we should do for Web3 at this stage. Is it correct?
So the question, I'll just repeat it for you just so you have it. Give me 1 second, because I want you to have the full question so that we can move. So the question is, what should we pay attention to in Web3, and what challenges and opportunities will there be?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think for Web3 right now, it's market, and we I think also like someone mentioned, it's an emerging industry. So for emerging industry, it's very normal like that that we have like super up and super down. So it's very normal, and I think what we can do, I'll say like what Bybit is doing right now. So like for us, we are doing two things. First, we build. So we have a very professional product and development team. Actually, like for even though it's bear market, we don't want to waste our time. We still like going in full force to build our products, to make our product perfect. So that's like the first thing that we do. And I think the second thing that we do is that we are trying to make connections with everyone in Web3, just like what we are doing at this AMA. So like it's bear market, but we also think it's a very good time to make connections, to establish a ecosystem with all the projects, with all the chains, and so that like when the bull market comes, we when the connection is there, when the network is there. So when the bull market comes, we all actually have more things to do. Yep.
Okay, and then next, Jenny.
For the challenges in the Web3, I totally agree with Joy when she said that security is the biggest issue. Yes, we see a lot of hacks, a lot of scams, a lot of failures this year in Web3, and the general public got definitely freaked out. Like they see our industry as a huge scam. And that is one thing. For the other thing is the Web3 is too difficult. The technical barrier is too high for the general public. A lot of people, they don't know how to deal with their decentralized wallet, and they lose their private key, they lose their asset, and they click on strange links and that do the phishing, and then they lose their asset. A lot of things are happening. So I'm thinking is Web3 really for everybody at this stage? Maybe we need something in between, Web2 and Web3, something like Web 2.5. I think that is something that our Bybit Web3, what we are doing now on Bybit. When you get on to our website and you can see Bybit Web3, you get in and then you can create your wallet within 2 seconds, and that wallet address is tagged to your Bybit UID. You don't need to remember your you don't need to remember the private key or whatsoever. Your asset is safe as long as you remember your password. If you don't remember, you can always forget your password and find it back, with your email or something. So I think maybe at this stage, this very early baby stage of our industry, maybe this something between Web 2 and Web 3 is necessary. I know everybody today here, you guys are all professionals, but for my high school classmates, they don't know how to use a DeFi or something. So I think they need they definitely need education, and this industry will keep on uh, going forward, and then people will know more of this industry, and those products will be more easier to use in the future. But for now, I think maybe the wallet and Web3 service on a centralized platform will be a easier entry point. And also just now, Alan has mentioned that a lot of Web2 giants are looking into Web3. We see that kind of news on the internet, on TV all the time, right? We see that Alibaba is into Web3, and Elon Musk say that he's gonna get into Web3, and Facebook say that they are doing they are changing their name to Meta, and a lot of things are happening. All the smart people are getting to Web3. And Yoka also mentioned the GameFi project, they're getting better and better. Before, they're only a financial tool, it's only for play to earn, but now they're moving to a new phase. They're doing play and earn. So the games are more playable. There are more and more game professionals are getting into this GameFi industry. So maybe in 2023, we can see more playable games in GameFi. So people no longer get on a GameFi project only to earn the token, to earn the rewards. Maybe playing the game itself is already a reward. It's already very fun. So maybe that is something we can look into. And we also see, especially the financial sector, is closely linked to crypto. We see, the falling of FTX, Luna Terra, Three Arrows. We see a lot of those centralized financial institutions, they fell. But during this whole process, all the DeFi they are okay. We see like AAVE, even FTX has a huge pool, involving a lot in AAVE. They're still safe because they don't trust in human. They trust in the system. They trust in the codes. So although they are working closely with FTX, but they're okay. Like after FTX go bankrupt. So this the falling of those FTX and Luna Terra, it gave us a bad image. But at the same time, also the public or the traditional financial sector, they see, oh, DeFi, this DeFi thing works. Maybe we can use it in our like traditional finance. So I know that many of the financial institutions, they are planning to apply DeFi, in 2023. So maybe something good will happen from this really bad incidents. I think that is something like we should be looking into next year. That the first is some really good game fights, really those that you can play and earn, and also traditional Web2 giants get into Web3, especially in finance sector, and yeah. If something new and exciting gonna happen in blockchain industry, it will be in Web3. I didn't say this. Ben Zhou, the founder, the CEO of Bybit, he said this during the keynote speech. I think 2 days ago, on Wednesday. So he said, if something new gonna happen in this industry and gonna be the boom in 2023, it will be happening in Web3. So I believe in him. That's thank you.
I agree with you, Jenny. It's kind of funny. You're speaking about 2.5, which I 100% agree with. It was funny just a while ago. Was it Jack that was saying Web 5 is coming? Like how silly to jump so much further ahead when we haven't even really gone anywheres in Web 3. So, Andy, of course, you're next.
Hey, can you hear my voice, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, there's a very bad echo on my end, but I think Web3 is simply an extension of cryptocurrency usage. To be real honest about it. I heard about the speakers on these spaces. They were talking about utility. They are talking about how you're going to put Web3 gaming into a good play. How people can earn money from it. And then how people are going to use the Web3 wallets. To get what you want and so forth. But I have two things to highlight. Number one, I think it is very true that the whole ecosystem and the infrastructure is not there yet. People are not ready for pure Web3 business. In fact, Web3 businesses are very different from Web2 in how the revenue stream is being collected and when the revenue is being occurred. So this is one thing that people got to get used to, from a more practical standpoint. But coming back to the real fundamentals of what we are talking about right now, whether it's NFT, metaverse, and whatever. So, it's about decentralization. Right now, a lot of these things that we are seeing and talking, and you hear the people who are talking, not only from this group, they kept talking about Web3. They kept talking about decentralization. But the truth is, many of these projects are not decentralized enough. And when it's not decentralized enough, the purpose of Web3 and the purpose of having a trustless system, a permissionless system doesn't work at all. So it goes back to the very core roots of how we operate things. If we are not decentralized, and we are not truly decentralized, of course, if you look at one of my articles that I've written about the modern day Howey test, a lot of these projects out in the market right now, whether they are DAOs or whether they are, they are just a PFP picture, a lot of them are actually securities. So indirectly you are already infringing the real world regulations. You are actually trying to find a way out with the regulators. So I just want to say this, if we really want to look at Web3 and we really want to see it grow, I think the purpose of putting a more decentralized front and a more decentralized structure would really help. It become very, very strange, for a centralized party, to talk about how they want to push Web3, because it's always not fair. There's always loopholes. There's always security flaws, and that leads back to all the things that like Aaron has mentioned, or Joy has said, about security, about this and that. The fundamentals got to be there. So that's how I look at things, man. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely, and that 100% makes sense. I got a new question for you guys. I guess this question is pretty simple and straightforward, but it might come up with some different answers. What do you feel would be the best way to create adoption into Web3 at the moment? What do you think is missing from that equation right now? And we can start out with Bybit NFT if you like.
How about we start from Jenny, so that Jenny is our Jenny is our BD manager who actually knows about the business. It's a very front line, so I believe Jenny could be the first person to answer this question. I think it's more suitable for her.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sure. For how to create a successful Web3 projects, I think in the exchange point of view, when we evaluate a project, the first thing that that come to our mind is the community. It's always about the community. So because Web3 is about decentralized, it's about now the company or a group of people who make something out and try to sell to everybody. It's more like from the people and to something like a crowdfunding and everybody contributing to the same goal. So it's always about the community. So when a project come to me and ask for advice, I always tell them to build up your community, to activate them, to incentive them, to even during the bear market, you always have to think of the ways to activate your community. That is the most important thing. And if it's a GameFi or a project with a application, then the product is the second thing. So there are always like new ideas coming out, new technology, new things every day. But in crypto, in blockchain community, people is always the most important thing. So when we look at the project, we will look at the most important role, maybe the community manager, the mod, or somebody like Grace, who is the marketing chief of the project. Those are the things that we're looking at. Yeah, for us, when we evaluate, the community is always the most important.
I agree with you. Without a community, you're not going to see adoption in Web3. And that's the biggest thing. The more the community speaks about the project itself, the bigger the project will become. If the community isn't talking about the project, then you're not going to see that growth that should be there. Grace, would you like to add to this?
Yeah, I totally agree to Jenny's point. Like the community is where you should get devices and to achieve the adoption. And as for the direction of the massive adoption, I think every projection not only like based on the global market, but also focus on like which project that you could collaborate. They can like attract new players into the market, like to access the traffic of Web2. Like us, TutorScan will help to the Web2 brands to build their Web3 community, similar like Starbucks also and the Reddit NFT, like take the advantage of Web3 and reduce the barrier of Web2 users to enter the protocols and dApps. I definitely will certainly to continue to explore this track. And like the games, like mentioned by Jenny just now, like I'm also pretty bullish on the game that have been verified successful in the Web2 world and can convert Web2 users into Web3. And there are two main categories of such game. Like the first category is the starting from Web2, which need to be really well integrated with the tokenomic and the go-to-market strategy of Web3 and can attract and sustain the users. And the other category is Web3 native games like Dark Forest, which are fun and interactive and reflecting the gay spirit of the blockchain and the Web3. And they may cause the discussion and the virus spirit. Yeah, that will be my answer. Back to Scott.
Yeah, for sure. And then next, Yoka.
Hi, Yoka here. May I double check the question is the advice to give the audience and the risk in the, is it still this question?
I think it's more about the how do you have a good successful project, and how do you evaluate a successful project?
Oh, okay. Is it the question 3? The favorite Web3 project and why make
This is a new question. So it's just about how do you feel that we can create more mass adoption with great projects in Web3?
Okay. Would you like me jump this question? I need to think about it.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Why don't we start with Alan? That is totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think previous speakers already mentioned about a lot of points, which is meaningful. So how to make a successful Web3 project and get mass production, mass adoptions. From my point of view, all the success stories, we need to understand the product market fit, find out the pain point, build a unique solutions, leverage on their own resources. I mean, the founders, what resources they have, then have the go-to-the-market strategies and operate in a more sustainable way. With this, then they can provide more sustainable solutions to the market. Then the mass, I mean, the general users will slowly flow into it. We also have a lot of mass production, but I don't want to mention about the project. If they are not sustainable, it's become a Ponzi. The Ponzi also can get mass adoption, but it won't last long. So I think the successful story should cover how you can build a more sustainable ecosystems and really bring the use case in the real life and resolve the issues that the centralized organization cannot resolve. So that's my point.
Totally agreed. And just wanted to add upon that. I think one of the biggest theme about Web3 organizations is the transparency and also like the connections between the founders as well as the products to the users. One of the famous famous projects in blue chip projects in the space of like NFT is Azuki. I think Azuki, even though like Zagabond previously did a little like shit show during the past years, but still like I think the whole community is pretty supportive. I met some of the members from the US as well as their local in Singapore, and they're trying to like support this community. So I think no matter it's the like community organizers or the founders need to keep a very transparent goal as well as the execution plans to their community, so that the communities can actually decentralize it to a certain level and support them on behalf of their own selves. So I think that's also very important in terms of like evaluating an NFT projects in a space of Web3.
I agree. And Andrew, or is it
Aaron? Aaron, Aaron. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think there's also one point I want to add on that. So I think like it's very important for projects to not to make money making like the only purpose why users use your product. So because like if you make money making like the only mission for users to use your product, and when like your cash flow dies out, or when like your business model reach to the peaks, when user growth stops, then like there will be no more money making chances. Then users will leave your projects. Then users will stop using your product. So I think I think like if a project want to be successful, it's very important to not to make money making like the only purpose why user use your product. And also I think it's very important for projects to solve problem in the reality world. Because like for example, why TikTok is so successful, it's because the algorithm can actually push like the content to whoever is interested to the content. So like when you actually can solve a problem in the in the real world, then of course your project is going to be successful. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. TikTok does a really great job of that. I think like I just want to add to this, I guess, in the end. I think you need to find a way to create Web2 users a way that is so simplified. And that's, I think, the point that's missing in a lot of projects is I always think of keep it simple, stupid. So keep it as simple as possible so a 50-year-old man could come on, connect a button, click it, and be connected and register so simple that there's no questions that he possibly even knows that he's moving over to Web3. But I want to pass this on to Andy and see what he thinks as well.
Sure. So I wear multiple hats, as you all know. So right now, if I comment this as a VC who have invested over 100 projects, from Polygon to Aptos and so forth, I give you the most frank take, for how a project, especially a Web3 project, can be really successful. So number one, I have to say that almost every successful project started off as a scam. Because they most of them do not have any sustainable business model. So this is the truth, 100% truth. It only become slightly better when people in the community are making money. It's a very contradictory statement, but mass adoption usually kicks in when people start to see people making money. And when this happens, it creates a certain momentum or a certain hype that could be short-lived, but if you have a very good community and a very good marketing strategy, you will then be able to capture the hype and move on to the next stage. I've seen projects, from Shiba, to Flocky and so forth. They just ride on the hype, and then being a meme, they try to be fun, and they bring the community together. Of course, they at some point, because of the price drop and so forth, people call them as a scam or whatever. But it doesn't matter, because they have strong community that's backing their business up, and they have strong marketing to fulfill a lot of their product needs. So they are very straightforward. They will not think about what upper funnel, middle funnel, lower funnel kind of a marketing strategy. Because if you are in the Web3 business, you always have to look at this in a 360 view. Everything got to be interrelated. Everything got to move really fast. Not going through 100 people just to do a blog post or come out with a marketing strategy. This is not going to work. By the time you get your content, your creatives approved, it's too late, man. You miss the hype. And many of these examples, in the market can be seen from projects. You can also see from the top 5 spot exchanges as well. They are all very fast moving. Fast moving, good marketing, and at the end, of course, like what Aaron has mentioned, if you can manage to stay sustainable with a very good milestone and roadmap ahead, people will buy into your adoption story. Of course, and again, taking the head as a book author and journalist, I always like to do a lot of different researches. So another key factor that most people tend to ignore is they forgot to use the right blockchain for their business. Actually, all blockchains are almost very similar, to be honest, again. But if you can find a blockchain that is able to support you and relate to your target audience very well, you are halfway through the success model, halfway through the success story. So that's how I look at it, and I truly hope projects, can really push and make good use of their marketing skills to pump their project, to stay sustainable, and to stay scammy but not so scammy. There's a very fine line between this. So that's my take, man. Thanks.
Okay, and the next question I have for you guys, for the frequently happening hacks and scams in Web3, what advice do you have for the audience? What are the risks? And how would we protect these new people that are coming into the space, and maybe even some of the older people? And we can start with whoever wants to hop up first. Let's do it that way this time.
Okay, then I'll start first. Like I mentioned previously, I think the general public, they are not ready for this. So, well, for a newbie to get into the industry, maybe the centralized exchange is more appropriate for them, because the user habit is kind of similar. You only need a ID and a password, and then you can start your trade. That's so much easier. There are some crypto native people. They are always yelling at the public, saying that not your key, not your token. But they are they've been doing crypto for so many years. They know everything, but not everybody is the same. So I think for a newbie, to start with a decentralized wallet, most likely he will lose. He will struggle at first, and he need to learn a lot and do a lot of self educate, but still just maybe I think for 90% of the people get into Web3, you only need to use the centralized exchange. If you don't have a lot of money in your a lot of crypto in your wallet, then centralized exchange is almost perfect for you. But if after a while, maybe you started to trading and you started to look into the news and investigate, And then maybe after like 6 months, and after you get used to this industry, you join a lot of community, and you tune in to spaces like this, and then you know more about this industry, and maybe at that point, then you are eligible for owning a wallet. And for people who work in this industry, we need to not only thinking of scamming people to take money from their pocket, but also take responsibility to educate the public, to create this image that crypto is also is not only a new technology, but also uh, something that for the future, and something that has a lot of good opportunities, that brings a lot of opportunities. I think we need more people like here, Mr. Andy Lian, who write a lot of things for the beginners, who do a lot of analysis, and who also wrote 2 books to tell the general public, to teach them, to educate them systematically, like how to get into crypto, how to get into NFT. Uh, yeah, for the audience, I think before they get into Web3, they need to have some basic knowledge and start from the centralized exchange, and because that's so much safer, and the technical barrier, the entry barrier is lower. And after you have enough confidence, and then you move to a bigger sea, you know. First, you may only want to try to swim in your swimming pool, and then you want to go to a bigger area and explore.
Yeah, I just wanted to add upon that. In terms of like Bybit NFT as well as Bybit Web3 projects, it's actually carefully selected by a very professional team. So we have our own research team, we have evaluation team. Like Jenny mentioned, centralized exchange is always your first stop, so that you can understand how this crypto world is working right now. And so for every project in terms of like NFT, we actually evaluate the team as well as like their business to make sure that they are not rug pull. So in this space there are so many rug pullers, and we do not want to see any of the projects on our platform is wrecked, or some of the users got wrecked. So we do hope like every project is carefully selected, and we have a very professional research team, token listing team, and also like NFT evaluation team behind to support the whole customer journey. So that's the one thing that I want to add upon that. And I totally agree what Jenny said about the education process as well as like the later steps in terms of like merging into Web3. And also in terms of Web3 users, never connect your wallet to an unknown platform. That's super important.
100%. And there's so many phishing websites and things that are happening right now to trick new users, which is sad in a way. But I mean, it's part of that learning curve that I think people need to go through. But you guys give the perfect spot for people to start at, to have the ability to feel safe, and the easiest way of adoption as well. So how about yourself, Grace?
Oh yeah. So Jenny just gave us some pretty good suggestions. Start from the centralized exchange first. And to add on that, I will see like everyone could follow Evo Kos on Twitter. He's the founder of Slow Myth, and read his article called Blockchain Dark Forest Safeguard Handbook. And I will also give the audience some suggestions here. Like the first one is, it's better not to use any third-party input software, but only use the system's built-in one to prevent the clipboard from being copied. And the second would be use Google Drive to open the suspicious attachment that that you receive in a group chat to avoid attacks, and do not log in your account to a temporary device. Yeah, everyone know that. And you also need to check the address more than 6 figures at the from and end. And because recently some scammers, they will generate some similar address with 4 digits as your address and send really small amount of tokens to your address. And if you don't pay attention to the copy and paste error, your token will be transferred to the wrong address. And you could also use CoinGecko to verify the contract address before signing. And for start your Web3 journey, you need to download a secure wallet and a Twitter account. You need to have a Twitter account, a Discord, and a Telegram. That's enough. And Web3 is the most open and inclusive industry. Yeah, back to the spot. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, no problem. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Grace. Those 3 tools are huge. Telegram, Twitter, Discord are some of the biggest. Discord's definitely growing as well. How about yourself, Yoka?
Yes, I feel like the previous speaker already shared a lot of like specific advices, and for me, I think do not put a lot of money in any DeFi and CeFi. I think I believe what happened in the past year is enough to educate everyone, and as just now they say do not transfer your money to wrong address, something like that. I think, or all of it are very important. But for like from my experience, I really wanna give advice is don't play futures, because I know like as a new user or new Web3 people, once you come to this industry. Other than you play a game or you play any NFT, I think most of the people, they will start to buy some coins, and or sometimes they will like be attracted by the futures. If you have some friends or you met some people, they will share their playing futures. Don't listen and don't play together with them. And I think this is what basically all the seniors who tells me when I first entered industry, and I believe most of them also have very painful past experience, and of course, I also lost money in futures, but I feel like it's really bad. Futures is actually like gambling, and the more you gamble and the more addictive you become. So just don't play futures. Yeah, that's my advice.
I agree with you, especially if you're new and you have no experience in trading at all or anything. I would highly suggest you stay away from any kind of futures unless you have that experience, and then it's something to look at. But it's all about experience and knowing what you're doing. But I mean, there's all these better ways of doing things. And then Alan?
Hi. So Seth, for the audience, when you start your Web3 journey, you need to learn more various knowledge than in the traditional ways. Yeah. On top of the similar scam in the Web2, you get facing more like kind of scams, like hacks. So when you start this journey, you should definitely have to learn a lot of things. From my point of view, as I don't think I can give professional advice because I'm the victim of the FTX as well. But one thing I think I can share is never put all your eggs in the same basket. Yeah, diversify your portfolios, like how well in the stacks, which is you need more kind of trading transactions. Definitely stacks were easy for you. Then also you need to put some of your asset which you want to long hold in a cold wallet or some so-called MPC. So yeah, just never put all your eggs in one basket, and always stay vigilant if you already deploy some kind of asset in any like even DeFi stacks. You also need stay vigilant, follow some KOL like Andy. Yeah, always get some latest information about this protocol, about these ecosystems. Yeah, that's going to be your habit. Then next will be, if you use a cold wallet, it doesn't mean it's going to be 100% safe. Yeah, I have some friends, they have a cold wallet, but when they control it, in terms of the operational risk, even higher than when they use the hot wallet, because there's a lot of kind of physical touch points they need to execute the transactions. Always can cause some problems. So yeah, it won't mean it's 100% safe. So yeah, that's my sharing.
That's awesome, Alan. Thank you so much. And then Aaron, see, I got you this time.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think my first suggestion is that start with centralized exchange first. Because you kind of have to go with centralized exchange if you are a newbie to Web3. Because when you purchase stable coins, you actually need to go with the centralized ones to purchase. Also, second, definitely start with a very small amount. Try it out first. Try to trade on centralized exchange first, and also maybe afterwards you can transfer assets to decentralized wallet, and also play with all the DeFi and all the GameFi products. Try it out yourself, but with a small amount of money. Also, I think my last advice is that if you find a hard time memorizing your private key, you can download Bybit wallet, because we are a custodial wallet. You don't need to remember your private keys yourself. Yeah. That's my 3 advice. Thanks.
Yeah, and we've heard this over and over again. Centralized exchange sometimes is the best solution for starting out. You guys, like it's always a great place to go. Andy Lynn, what are your thoughts on this?
My kind advice is nothing is safe. I echo what Aaron has mentioned. Nothing is really safe, to be very honest. But you got to keep your ears close to the ground, because like centralized exchanges, world number 2 FTX can be gone, right? So you got to keep your ears on the ground and act very fast. Once you feel that there's some shit going on, just withdraw first. I think just to be very safe. So this is the very frank advice that I have. Whether or not I think Grace mentioned whether or not futures are dangerous or options are dangerous. Yes, they are dangerous, and in fact, but in fact, many people fall into the category of trading without knowing what you are trading. So it goes back to the knowledge. You've got to know what you are doing. I'm not going to discourage anyone, not to trade futures, because many of us are supporters and friends of Bybit. Bybit is world number 2 in derivatives, so I'm not going to say that. But you just got to be very careful. The point is you need to know your place in the industry. If you are just an employee, you work in the crypto industry to get the salary, keep the salary, invest part of it if you really want, but you got to know your place, because you are a full-time employee. But if you are a full-time investor, you got to take some risk. That is also provided that you know the industry very well, you have the appetite for risk. So you got to know your place. And then last but not least, I also echo this Alan's kind advice is listen to influencer. But my advice is the totally opposite. Don't listen to any influencer. Because if the influencer is asking you to trade, they are definitely not a good trader. Because good traders, I don't think they will share their tips. Good traders don't need to go out and advertise too hard, say, hey, trade with me, and then use my referral code. So all these things are telltale signs, what kind of influencer you are following. If you are going there for knowledge, or are you going there to follow them for signals, or are you there going to follow them for copy trading and so forth? Again, you got to do your homework very well. If you do your homework well enough, you will be able to reduce a lot of other risks that's involved, in this whole industry. So thanks.
Yeah, I just seen that. I believe it's Bybit that added copy trading, which is amazing if you have someone that you fully 100% trust and want to trade the same way they trade. Bybit does offer a service for that, which I think is awesome. And like Andy said, future tradings, as long as you're doing it properly and know what you're doing, then you're doing it the right way. I guess we're getting on to an hour now. Is there anything that anyone wants to add, be it Bybit or Jenny or Andy, Grace, Yoka, Alan, anything that you guys want to say to the people that are listening today that you feel is important?
I guess I will start first. I totally agree with Andy. He said, you're on the ground and move fast. It's not only when something bad happens, you need to do this. And when something new happens, you also have to do this. You need to move really fast. Like when the DeFi summer kicked in, the first movers to make the most money. So I remember early this year, like one of my friends is asking me about real estate in the metaverse. I couldn't understand. I don't understand. So I told him it's ridiculous. Why I want to buy a piece of land in a imaginary place? No way. And because I don't understand, so I'm rejecting it. And he made a lot of money, and I made nothing. So when something bad, you hear a bad news, you move fast, you withdraw fast, and then you move your assets. And when you hear something new in the next year, you need to move really fast. You study, and then in crypto world, to be the first mover is really important. Like for the board apes, when the meeting price is 0.08 ETH, and now see how much is it now. So and you don't need to like gamble your whole every penny you have, but you can have your little fund for adventures, like something like a lottery, maybe like a $1,000 or $2,000. And when something new happens, you just test it out with small money, and then you study and keep close look on it. I think that is something that is a advice I want to give to our audience for 2023. Because just like Ben had mentioned, if something gonna happen, if opportunity is gonna happen in 2023, it will be in Web3. So we just keep a close eye on it and follow the journalists and first movers like Andy on Twitter, and then you will get the first mover news.
I agree 100%. Joy, do you want to add?
Yeah, totally. I think for like next year, we could definitely see more innovations in different areas like DeFi's, NFTs, and we're looking forward to because there are different like new chains and also like new contracts coming up. So we're excited and thrilled to see innovations happening in different industries, in different like niche market. I'm looking forward to that. In terms of like NFT marketplace, we're looking forward into finding, this is both a challenge as well as opportunity, to finding how to generate more liquidity in this market, because NFT right now is very cold. And next year, I believe this kind of phenomenon going to sustain for a little bit long time. But how do we find a good way to solve this problem and trying to increase the liquidity in NFT marketplace is really a big topic, and also it's a challenge like for both, like for all these marketplaces. So Bybit is trying very hard to like making something new under the umbrella of centralized exchange. And we also like, this is a reason why we're merged into Web3. So we're trying to like utilize all the decentralized tools to help the NFT marketplace to generate more users, bring more benefits to the users of Bybit, and also as well as attract more users in Web2 as well as other Web3 spaces. So these are the things that we're looking into. And we do have trust, and Bybit is going to sustain in this market for long. We're not a short-sighted company, and I believe like in the long run we're gonna expand it to a lot of business, as well as like jump, just like what Ben said, jump onto the crypto arc, and we're trying to sail to the next level of like trading as well as like business. So yeah, thanks everyone. That's my opinion, and hopefully for those of you who do not have a Bybit account, just trying to open it, play around with different financial services as well as NFTs. And I think if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our client to support, as well as like you can reach out to Jenny and Joy on Twitter. We're always going to solve your problems on the platform. Looking forward to the new challenges and opportunities. Yay!
And Grace, do you want to say something in closing as well?
Yeah, just like everyone mentioned, like to the audience, just pay attention to the general market circle and take back on the right track, the right project, and be serious about your money. And if you're not sure about those two concepts, just take your salary, keep your salary. Yeah, and for the opportunities, I'm pretty bullish on the opportunities to, the project who integrate with the real finance business scenario. And another one will be the development of potential NFT in NFTs. We see millions of users generated by NFT in the past 2 years, the past 3 years, and those millions of users may all enter DeFi or NFT or the whole Web3 market, like social and the game field in the future, in the next year. And if they can do well in integrate their product with the NFTs, like or do something like SudoSwap or Bendel and another innovative product, like to provide higher liquidity to the NFT market, I will be really bullish on those projects. And for the listener today, thank you for listening. You can also like follow Twitter Scan's account, which is Metascan Pro, on our product upgrades, and we will also have another product called Registry 3 coming in the next year. Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. And Yoka?
Yes. I think the future is unpredictable, but I believe 2023 will be better. I believe that the development of Web3 is unstoppable, and Web3 is like a revolution. Like once we enter the main market, and it will change a lot, not only the growth of the industry, and is most likely to change the existing internet pattern. And at the same time, I'm very happy to be able to meet many excellent people in this industry. Like they have been holding events, sharing opinions, and enhance their influence of their brands. Despite the market is not very good, and like broadcast host Twitter Space, and I think it's only in this way, and we will have more and more people be interested in Web3, and I think here we need more builders and to bring in fresh blood. And so thank you very much for today's organize, and thank you for the hosts and the speakers, and for ABGA. ABGA will continue to work hard, and recently we are holding the 2022 annual award ceremony, and the final list of winners will be announced on January 17. And at the same time, we will host an offline event in Singapore on January 17. So we welcome your attention, and it's going to be very honored if you can participate in our offline events. And thank you.
And then Alan first, and then Aaron.
Hi. Yeah, I can see that 2023 still be a bear market, but it's quite normal, like economic cycles. And bear market always going to whip out unhealthy projects, and some kind of Ponzi or stories want to be sustainable and obsoleted. So this will also help give the room, give the space to the real builders who are going to build something more sustainable use case in futures. So as a community like Modal, we keep encourage the builders who truly believe this space and continue to focus on the use case instead of the profit driven. Then yeah, and we always welcome all the builders join our model where they can meet more like community resources to helping them to grow together, and they will not fare alone in this journey. Yeah, it's for us. Thank you all.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. And now, Aaron?
Yeah, thank you. I think like for our whole session, we're talking about Web3, right? But like honestly, like we so like in terms of like future speaking, like no one knows what's gonna happen, and especially no one actually knows like what Web3 will look like in the future. But like what we well know is that the future will be excited, and as by the Web3 ourselves, we'll keep building, keep making connection within Web3. I think like the future is going to be excited, and we look forward to 2023. And I want to thank you everyone for attending our session today, and thank you our host. And yeah, let's stick together and keep on building, and let's expect a great future. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more. It's all up from, well, in the future. Andy, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, guys. I think we have been really using the word Web3 very loosely, and I think in order to give a better perspective, I'll zoom in to one opportunity that I think could be interesting. So I truly look at all the different regulators and how they are planning out their laws and regulation matters and so forth. I think as the regulatory gets a lot tighter, I think Web3, Metaverse, and NFT together would be a very interesting mix. why did I say why did I say this is because in some ways, if you play the metaverse game well enough, it's really decentralized with no real centralized party running it. Effectively, exchanges of DeFi projects, with a certain pedigree or certain TVL could actually operate in the metaverse environment. And by doing so, again, that would give the regulators another long way to catch up. With all these changes that we make, the deals that we make in the metaverse and so forth. So I personally felt that for metaverse or metaverse Fi or whatever that you want to call it, I think activities within the metaverse should be growing a lot more in 2023, judging from the deal flows that I see in the wider market. So I think those are real opportunities, and of course, opportunities come with big risk. So if you want to risk for the biscuit, make sure you just bet or invest in just the kind of money that you can lose. So that's my, again, very frank advice for everybody who's listening right now.
I always appreciate your advice, Andy, and it's so true. Only invest what you can afford to lose in the end, because that's the way that you're going to play it safest, especially in a market like this. I wanted to say thank you for everyone that came to the space today for Blockcast. It means a lot. I'm going to suggest everyone that is down below listening, please follow the people that are up in speaking spots or hosting spots right now. Definitely watch Blockcast as well. We have constant updates on news and that lately to keep people informed as to what's happening in the market. I feel it's important to keep you educated, as well as Bybit. Of course, I can't speak better words about them. They're a really great company, and I think there's a lot going on with them. Same with MoldDAO and the Gaming Alliance. All these people are Twitter scan. All these people are very knowledgeable. They know what they're doing, and definitely follow them to get a better education. Andy himself as well, to move further into the future and to create more adoption, because these are the kind of people we need to follow in order to make sure that we're doing things properly and not in the wrong way, where you're going to end up in the wrong situation and not want to stay in Web3. So thank you so much for everyone attending. I would have opened up the floor, but I realize what time it is, where most of these guys are. It's almost their bedtime, I'm sure. So thank you so much for coming today and taking the time with us today. I truly appreciate you guys all. And hopefully we can have another space on Blockcast soon and have you guys all back and have a bigger open space where people could come up and ask you guys all questions. Go ahead, Andy. Do you have anything else?
Oh, no. I just want to say goodbye. I realized that it's the wrong icon. Sorry, man.
No. Okay, you guys all have a wonderful night, and we'll close up space for now. And again, we'll do an open space for everyone so people can come in, ask questions. I think that's going to be the best solution, and it will give these guys more time to get some sleep here right now. So, okay, have a great day, you guys.
Great.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Happy New
Thank you.
Year.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Scott.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.